Hey, I'm Greg with Greg's Airbrushing, and I know I've been gone for a while. I want to apologize to everyone. Quick backstory, I opened up a tattoo shop, Greg's Tattoos, LLC. Check us out. We're located in Portsmouth, Virginia. All right, so I came back. I saw all my YouTube channels, my videos and stuff, and I saw a lot of people having questions. And I feel like I left you guys hanging, so I'm going to try to answer as many questions as I can in this tutorial, our little learning exploit. So, stencils. How do I use stencils? What air pressure? What airbrush? Ayawada HPBCS. And we're going to do a quick t-shirt design. It's a soccer ball. So we're going to just lay this right here. You can use a roller. You can use your hand. Whatever it is you want to do. So we got it laid out. And we're going to go right into it. My air pressure, it is a little high, but I first started out airbrushing doing t-shirts and doing t-shirts, so many of them so fast that I got used to a high pressure. So you guys can start off at about a 35, 40, maybe 50 on paper or a car tag or what have you. But if you're doing car tags and motorcycles and stuff like that, you do not want to be working that high until you get control down. And this right here is control. I'm able to get into this stencil and lay down my paint without having that spider web effect. This right here is a technique that I call shadow boxing, because we are gradually filling in this without showing lines. Okay, without showing the lines. Alright, so for the most part, we have the outline of our soccer ball. So we're going to go ahead and remove our stencil. And as you can see, we have somewhat of our white areas and our black areas laid out. Now we're going to have to go back into these and connect the lines, connect the dots, so to say. All right. And I'm doing this so you guys can see what happened right here. I was watching this line to go from here to here. Try not to do that. You want to trust yourself. If you're connecting two dots, you don't even want to look at this dot. You don't want to look at here, anywhere in the middle here. All you want to look at is this here. You want to trust that you can go from here to here straight, one pass. Just trust that. All right, so now that we have our outline for the most part, you can go back in it and you can lightly add some dimension to your white squares. This right here is just lightly pulling on the trigger and backing up. Back away from it. You see, when we got our sharper lines, we were in close. Now we're just going to kind of feather dust this here. So on and so forth. Now, as you can see, I took the needle cover off the front of my airbrush, because your airbrush paint tends to build up on it, and before you know it, you are like trying to paint and you're getting thick overlays and not a respectable line that you really want. You're not getting what you want because that paint has built up on the front of that needle. So take your fingernail, or I really have none, and just pick it off the front. Notice I'm keeping the air on. The air on will help you get rid of that paint really fast to a point to where it doesn't slow you down. Don't be scared of it. Just pull it off and you'll be fine. Now, we're just going to go into this using a gravity feed. This is another question you guys ask about. How do I hold a gravity feed airbrush as it pertains to a siphon feed airbrush? You pretty much hold it the same way, but if you have small hands, like, let me refer to a name, Wild Bunny out of Tennessee, she mentioned that, hey Greg, I got small hands, so how do I hold the siphon, the gravity feed versus the siphon? All I'm using is the fat part of my finger. If you lay that here on top of your trigger, the airbrush will sit in your hand. That needle guard right there will sit right there. And yes, I need some lotion, but don't worry about that. But it'll sit right there. So we're gonna use the gravity feed, and look at my finger. Focus on my finger on this one. Is my finger really moving? It is barely moving, which means you're gonna have very little fatigue. Okay? Very little fatigue. So I'm going to do a couple dagger strokes off to the side. And you can leave your stencil down while you're doing this if you want. You can put it back down. In this tutorial, I just want you guys to kind of see what's happening. Okay? And another person spoke to us about the dagger stroke. His name is Jeff LeBlanc. And Jeff is a tattoo artist, and I understand what he's going through dealing with coil tattoo machines and or rotary, and how over the years and time your fingers can get all cramped up and stuff. This here is an easier way to learn how to do dagger strokes. Dagger strokes are not done with your